So, for my funny story is for the past 25 years, I have been a hairdresser. And so, when I was 18, I went to beauty school in Santa Monica at a school called Vidal Sassoon. And Vidal Sassoon isn't like typical beauty schools, it was full of very, very good looking male teachers. And I was 18, and these were my mentors. These men were men that I looked up to. And so of course I had huge crushes on most of them. So one of my classmates, Joe, he was a bit older, closer to the teachers' ages, and so he had been invited over to one of the teachers' houses that evening to go smoke some marijuana. And so Joe, of course, was like, "Hey, Carly, do you want to go with me to..." I told him, of course, I wanted to go to Doug's house. Oh my gosh, I was so excited. So I went home and I got, I thought I looked really good, and I was only 18, so I was probably pathetic to these elderly men. I mean, they weren't old. They were like 25, 30, but they were so handsome. Oh my gosh. And so I go over, pick up Joe. We head over to Doug's house, and he lives on the beach in this little tiny bungalow. So it's not like an apartment. It's basically a room with a bed in it, and like a studio apartment, So there's all these teachers there, and so as they're going around the room, passing out instruments for us all to play. So I think I was handed like a tambourine. They're also passing around these fat joints. Okay, so I'm trying to keep up. And I don't smoke a lot of pot. So, I'm a featherweight. And so I take a couple hits, and the hot one goes by. I get my tambourine, and then the next joint comes by. And I think my friend Joe got one of those like triangle things that I forget what they're called. But, well, now we're all stoned, and the drum circle starts, okay? And my friend Joe was just goofy. Like, he was gay, but he was just funny. And he laughed. But so Joe is high, and I am high. And the drum circle starts, and Joe just starts awkwardly hitting this tambourine. And of course, it doesn't sound that funny when I say it out loud, but it was so funny in the moment. I just started laughing uncontrollably, like that kind of laughing you can't stop. You're trying to hold it in, but you just can't stop laughing. And he just keeps doing it. I'm like, stop, I'm gonna pee my pants. And he's like, doing it more. And sure shit, I peed my pants. And I'm sitting, of all the places that I could have sat, I sit on the teacher's bed. So I'm sitting on the teacher's bed in a puddle of my own pee because I couldn't stop it. Like, I just fully peed. And I look at Joe and I'm like, we have to go. And he's like, why? And I'm like, because I peed. And he's like, on his bed? And I'm like, yeah, I told you to stop. And so I thank God, I guess I had maybe jeans on, so you couldn't really see the pee on my butt. But definitely when you stood up, you could see the pee on the bed. So you know that when I left there, all of those teachers knew that I was sitting there and that pee was mine. Mortified, humiliated, the most horrible experience of my life. But hilarious now that I think back on it. It was great.